Hello, YouTube. What you're looking at is Mr. Jeremy Brown to the left and Miss Carlisa Hood to the right. And Mr. Jeremy Brown got out of line and came up there and started arguing with Miss Carlisa Hood because I guess she was taking a long time to place her order. And he tells her that if she say one more thing, he's going to punch her. Now he said he gonna knock her out. That's what he said. So let's get into this. This all happened June 18th at a place called the West End Side Hot Dog Food Stand. He is being held by some of his family as the Knockout King. Really, dude? Really, family? So I'm going to explain to you in a minute why he's not the Knockout King. In this video, I will be giving my opinion, and I have not been paid for my opinion. This all happened in Chicago, Illinois. His name was Jeremy Brown, and yes, I said was. It seems that Mr. Jeremy Brown was at a fast food restaurant and he got angry because a woman was taking too long to order her food. That woman's name was Miss Carlisa Hood. Mr. Jeremy Brown got out of line and started arguing with Miss Hood about taking so long to order her food. Mr. Brown then tells Miss Hood if she says one more thing, he is going to knock her out. So Miss Hood, not arguing with the young man, tells her son, who is standing in the doorway, to go back to the car. Mr. Jeremy Hood then punches I didn't mean to say Jeremy Hood. Mr. Jeremy Brown then punches Miss Carlisa Hood 3 times in the face. After seeing this, Miss Hood's 14-year-old son, who has been standing in the door the whole time during this altercation, shoots Mr. Jeremy Brown once in the back. Yes, she did, honey. Yes, he did, honey. Shot this man once in the back. And then Mr. Jeremy Brown proceeds to run out of the store. His family members are calling him the Knockout King. For real, y'all? Miss Carlisa Hood was not knocked out, even for a minute. She took those punches and kept on ticking just like a good swish watch. However, Mr. Jeremy Hood ran out of the restaurant and was followed by Miss Carlisa. Wait a minute. Mr. Jeremy Brown. Why do I keep calling this man Hood? Mr. Jeremy Brown ran out of the restaurant and was followed by Miss Carlisa Hood and her 14-year-old son. Mr. Brown died at the scene after being shot twice in the back. The 14-year-old son shot him once while he was in the restaurant arguing with his mother, and then he followed him into the parking lot and shot him again in the back. And I believe the reason for that was he didn't know if Jeremy Brown was going to the car to retrieve a weapon. He was still protecting his mom. So they were both arrested 2 days later and charged with murder and had a $2 million bond. The charges have since been dropped, and Miss Hood and her son have been released. According to the DA's office, they did not have enough evidence to uphold the case. And they always thought that Miss Hood was the aggressor, but she was not. So, seems to me unfit to be calling Mr. Jeremy Brown the knockout king, because he got sent to sleep. He said on my grandmama, if you say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. But he didn't knock out Miss Hood. Seemed like to me Mr. Jeremy Brown was the one that got knocked out, because they have laid him to rest. They are saying that Miss Hood texted her son to come into the restaurant and shoot Jeremy Brown. That was found to be not true. According to the young woman who shot this video, she said that the son was already standing in the doorway when she got there. And even if she did text him to come into this restaurant, you can hear her clearly telling her son to go back to the car before Mr. Jeremy Brown strikes her in the face. Miss Khaleesa Hood has filed a lawsuit against the city of Chicago for about $14 million. I would also like to add that there were several other people in line in that restaurant, and nobody did anything to help Miss Hood. Nobody. It was said that these are older people in the restaurant, that there were 2 older men and 3 women in the restaurant. The lady that shot this video was one of them. But this video and this evidence is what saved Miss Hood and her son from a prison term. Because without it, they would have thought that Miss Hood was the aggressor and not Mr. Brown. So to you, Mr. Brown, we no longer have to worry about you being the knockout king, because you done been put to sleep permanently. Like they used to call it back in the day, you taking the dirt nap. You hit the wrong one, honey. You hit the wrong one. You men out there, you can't go around putting your hands on these women, because you don't know what's coming for you. And I'm not saying that Jeremy Brown deserved to die, but Miss Hood didn't deserve what she got either. It was just supposed to be just a simple night, going out to pick up food to eat with your son, and she ended up getting punched in the face by somebody she didn't even know. She did not know Jeremy Brown prior to this incident, and he didn't know her. But he was bold enough to walk up to this woman, argue with her, and then punch her in the face, not realizing that her son, 14 years old, was standing in the doorway ready to defend his mother. And God bless that 14-year-old son, because if this had happened to me, I don't know what I would have done. I don't have any sons. I do not know what I would have done. And Miss Khaleesa Hood also has a permit to carry a concealed weapon. So she could have bought that gun in that hot dog stand with her and killed Jeremy Brown herself. But it didn't go down like that. Anyway, Mr. Jeremy Brown, I want to say rest in eternal peace. My condolences go out to your family. You just got to watch what you do, people in Chicago. Y'all can't go around putting your hands on everybody. All right, YouTube. Y'all stay healthy, stay blessed. And this is just my opinion of Mr. Jeremy Brown. They're calling him the knockout king, but they should probably call him the running king, or the guy sent to sleep by an eighth grader king, because he is definitely not the knockout king. They say he had been mistreating women for a long time. A long time. All right, guys. Y'all stay healthy, stay blessed, and I'm out. Rest in eternal peace, Mr. Jeremy Brown. Mr. Jeremy Brown.